For a bit, I had a sort of passion for programming, and I wanted to see how far that passion could take me. And I thought that maybe making an app about something I'm passionate about, in this case, prediabetes. This was an interesting topic for me because on a global scale, diabetes affects over 300 million people, and that rate is only increasing every year. So we need a way to understand if we have it, and diabetes tends to run in my family. The first app that my sister, Riddhi, and I developed was called DPredict, and this app was to help people understand the likelihood that they have to get diabetes. This idea stemmed during COVID when people weren't exactly able to go to labs because of social limitations. So then this shows behavioral and physical attributes that can help them see if they indeed have diabetes.
So along with those attributes, you would also enter in your height, age, weight for your BMI, which would go along with those attributes. And that kind of told you, do you have prediabetes? And if you did, how to prevent it and where to get care.
We both have this different type of passion for making the apps because I really love doing the coding parts of the apps, and she loves doing the designing parts of the apps and the parts that require more of the artsy skills and the designing and making it look good and comprehensible for audiences. So it feels like we're both combining the stuff that we're good at when we come together to make the app.
I would say one thing I enjoy most about design is being able to see it and change what I think should be changed. And designing apps with Coolsjes, I feel like we're already siblings. You already have like that kind of bond between each other, and that kind of helped us communicate during this, and we were able to freely tell each other what was something that we really didn't like about this or something that we really did like.
When we created the app, I'd say it took a couple of months. We went through sort of designing phases, testing phases. We wanted to make sure we were implementing the right data. And what we found is that it's accurate about 98.6% of the time through some tests we've ran. For instance, when I entered high school in 9th grade, I would show the app to my friends and show them that this is what my sister and I created, and they think it was pretty cool. The majority of them are not diabetic, but I'd ask them to take it and see if it shows the right results for them based off of the symptoms and features that it asks about. So that's kind of how we tested it. And then also through the data set that we first acquired the information for what can cause prediabetes and what doesn't is how we originally found the accuracy.
The second app that Coolsjes and I made was SMART Goals, and Coolsjes and I kind of learned about this from a class we took in 6th and 7th grade called MSS, which is Middle School Success. And Coolsjes and I both really like this idea of a SMART goal because it kind of ties into each other. The acronym, like SMART Goals, it stands for specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound. And all of those aspects kind of tie into each other, which is a really nice thing when going for an app like this, because you're able to see a clear image of what that really is.
I think once we were able to complete it and get it fully working, that was a lot of fun. We went through quite a bit of troubleshooting to make sure that each screen would work the best, and through the coding and then through the designing, trying to make the colors all balance a bit. But then when we finally completed it, it felt very good. We recorded a video for the Congressional App Challenge, which we ended up winning. So we're headed to Washington, D.C. for the House of Code competition, which we qualified for through winning the Congressional App Challenge. And that felt very good because this app was something that's personal to both of us, even so more than diabetes, because diabetes may run in our family, but the goal setting is something that's been so close to us for so many years. Being able to win the competition by putting something that we both have so much passion in felt really good.
I would say that the most rewarding part of this experience was being able to hang out with Coolsjes and like be around him, because Coolsjes is like, you don't have a lot of things like that are in common sometimes, but this was something that we really had in common.
If you're interested in coding or designing or any of them and you notice you have the skills or the passions for it, follow through with it. It's a fun process, and the amount of places that it can take you and the amount of sort of opportunities that it can open up are priceless, that, for instance, for me and my sister, that we will carry throughout the rest of our lives. So if you have an idea for an app, just try to follow your passion for it and see where it leads you.